Hi everyone. So today I wanted to just give you some different meal ideas for people who want to lose weight without exercising, or if you have a disability and you find it difficult to exercise, here are some meals that you could make that will help you to lose weight. So first off, you want to stick to a low fat and high carb diet. And this might sound very different from what you've heard before, but trust me, it works. Okay. I've lost over 70 pounds doing this, and I've kept it off, and I was shocked that I could eat unlimited carbs because for my entire life, I was under the impression that carbs were the enemy and that I needed to eat protein, and I would be shoving, cheese sticks in my mouth because I was hungry, not realizing that cheese sticks, first of all, are not nutritious, right? So I not only did I gain weight back if I did lose it, but I also was very low energy, was depressed, and didn't feel good, right? So you have to really tune into how you're feeling when you're on a particular diet as well. You're not just looking for weight loss results, you're looking for health results, which relates to how you feel, right? So for me, and I know maybe it's different for people, but I think you should just try and see how you feel. For me, a high carb diet makes me feel better than I felt eating any other way. Okay, so high carb, first of all. Um, Clearly, I'm talking about a diet that is plant-based, right? One that is, for me, I'm completely 100% vegan, and I think, well, vegan is also the idea that you don't wear leather or buy any animal tested products. You don't wear wool. You don't wear um, any other animal skins, alligator or anything like that. And so I'm 100% vegan, and it's pretty easy to do these days. So if you do love animals and you want to respect them, even if you don't love animals, even if you just respect them and think that they should be able to live their lives without being exploited and abused, you should definitely look into more ethical ways of purchasing items. So fake leather, fake wool, fake whatever, faux, right? It doesn't necessarily have to use the language fake. I mean, it's not real leather, so you could say fake, but it's faux, or it's plant-based, right? So just using different products that work the same way, that are similar, that function the same way. And you can find high quality products. You just have to do a little bit of research, maybe even do some experimentation, but that's for another video. So plant-based, you want to stick to a plant-based diet that's high carb. You want to stick to whole foods, right? So some meal ideas for breakfast are fruits. Any smoothie is great. I would not put plant milk in it. I would put some fruit juice in it. It's high carb. It gives you some good energy. I like apple juice in my smoothies. And try to get it organic if you can. If not, that's fine too. But smoothies, if possible for you, fruit, and you can eat as much fruit as you want. There are days in the morning where I'll eat about, I don't know, like 10 clementines, 10 mandarins, whatever you want to call them, but the tiny oranges, they're so good, and I love them, and they make me feel amazing. I'll eat entire packages of strawberries. I'll eat entire packages of raspberries for breakfast, and if I want more, I will eat more. But there are some days where I need to eat a large amount of calories in a shorter amount of time. So on those days, I'll do frozen fruit mixed with like a granola. And the granola I like that's low fat without any oil is Bob's Red Mill granola, um, the original version. And I'll mix just the granola and the frozen fruit, and then the fruit kind of melts, and the granola gets like really sweet and flavorful, and you have the crunchy texture and the fruity gooey texture, and it's really good. So that's another breakfast meal idea. If you're feeling like something a little warmer, maybe you could do some oatmeal. You could still add fruit in there. I would suggest getting fruit in the morning as much as you can, because it's really good for digestion and it's really good for energy. And bananas are really great and easy. If you need something quick in the morning, you can have 2 bananas, 3 bananas. You could have 5 bananas. You could eat as many bananas as you want until you're full. That's another thing that you want to try to avoid if you want to eat this way. Don't really count your calories. I just eat until I'm full. I don't eat until I'm like sick, but I eat until I feel content. So if, I eat, let's say 3 bananas, and in an hour I'm hungry, I'm not going to say, oh, I just ate 3 hours ago, I can't eat again. No, you can eat again if you want and have some more bananas. So just eat until you feel content and full. Don't worry about calories at all. Just don't even think about it. Because chances are you're probably under eating anyway. So if anything, I would count calories to make sure you're getting enough calories. So yeah, don't worry about the calories. If you want something warm and you don't like oatmeal, sometimes I can do toast. If you want something sweet with toast, I use Ezekiel bread, no oil. Another bread that doesn't have oil is one of the Dave's Killer breads. Not the thin one. It's one of the regular ones, and I think it might be the green one. Don't quote me, but one of them doesn't have oil, so I will buy that one sometimes. But another bread that I like too is from Whole Foods. It's called Bread Alone is the brand, Bread Alone, and the peasant bread, oh, it's so good. I love it, and I'll have that, like I said, if I want something sweet, I'll have it with jelly. If I want something more savory, I'll have it with avocado. If you're trying to lose a lot of weight, you might want to avoid avocado for a little while until you start seeing the weight loss. I wouldn't eat too many avocados a week, but if you're coming from a diet of meat and dairy, honestly, an avocado is not going to kill you. So, and it's not going to hinder you from losing weight. So don't worry about it. But if you have been on the plant-based diet for a while and you find that you kind of hit a plateau, you're not really losing weight anymore, it might be your fat intake. So you might want to reduce the fat a little bit more. So, but as a transition, like if today you're eating a buttered bagel with dairy butter, going from the dairy butter to a plant-based butter, even not just an avocado, is better. But then I would take it, if you are using a plant-based butter, I would take it a step further. Once you start seeing some weight loss, I would take it a step further and then do an avocado, right? Because you want to try to stick to as little packaged foods as possible, and processed foods. That's why it's kind of great to avoid the bread as well. But like I said, if you're coming from a diet of meat and dairy, you're going to be doing just fine with some transitional packaged foods instead of whole foods. Another great savory meal, if you don't have access to fruit, or maybe you're more of a savory kind of person, which I think we all can enjoy sweetness. So because, our body digests fruit really well, and we do really well when we eat fruit. So I think all of us can benefit from starting our day with fruit in the morning. But if for whatever reason you're not able to get some kind of fruit in the morning, you could also try potatoes, baked potatoes, any kind of potatoes. Could be sweet potatoes, jasmine sweet potatoes, Japanese sweet potatoes, which are so good. They're really sweet and yummy. You can boil them, you can bake them with tin foil and keep them whole. Just have, if you're disabled, ask someone, or if you could do it yourself, just wrap the potato in foil. No, sorry. Whew, I'm going too fast. Okay. Stab the potato with a fork all over the potato, wrap it in foil, put it in the oven, leave it in the oven. Maybe you want to do it right in the morning before you start getting ready. By the time you're done getting ready, it'll be done. And you could put it at, like, depending on how strong your oven is, anywhere from 350 to 400, right? So potatoes in the morning are great. They digest really well. They're a whole food. They're not packaged, right? So a big thing for weight loss on a plant-based diet, on a vegan diet, is staying away from packaged foods. Try to stick to as many whole foods as you can. So if if you can't get fruit in for whatever reason and you go to the bread with avocado, a better option is going to the potato. But again, you should be fine. Okay. Bread is just fine. It works. Okay. So don't worry about the bread too much right away. Maybe later down the line, you can try to reduce it, but you'll be fine with bread if you're just starting out. Some more breakfast ideas. I mean, if you want to do even a bagel is okay. If you want to do a bagel from Trader Joe's, let's say the everything bagel from Trader Joe's is so flavorful and good that you can even probably eat it plain, toasted, and it would be really good. You can put avocado on it. You can do even avocado on it with tomato, with cucumber, with peppers if you want in the morning, and have like a little vegetable kind of bagel. Really delicious. Because like specifically if you get the everything bagels, they're so flavorful that it's delicious in the morning. And then you have that freshness from the peppers or the cucumbers, and you get that hydration, so that's good as well. Those are really my main breakfast staples. So we'll move to lunch. So for lunch, oftentimes I will eat, I think about it in terms of, okay, what's going to be my carb? Because I always have a carb, whether it's rice, whether it's noodles, whether it's potatoes, might be bread as well, depending on what's going on. So I always think about corn, that's a good staple as well. I said rice already. And yeah, so depending on what my carb is for the day, I'll decide what veggies I want to put in there. So it might be a stir fry, and it might be, and I don't fry with oil. Don't fry with any oil. Just fry with either, I wouldn't even say water. Some people fry with water. If you like really plain food and you feel comfortable stir frying with water, fine. I need flavor, so I do either like a soy sauce mixture. So I'll stir in a cup before I start the stir fry. I'll stir in some soy sauce, or if you want to do tamari, you could do that, but I prefer soy sauce. I think it tastes better. Low sodium soy sauce. I'll mix that with agave, with some toragashi seasoning, or togarashi seasoning. It's a Japanese seasoning. I got it from Amazon. You can get it from Japanese stores or Oriental supermarkets probably. And I put in, what else? Either garlic or ginger garlic paste. So good. And this is all mixed together before you start the stir fry. And what else? I think that's it. I think that's it. And then, so you just stir, 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 stir. And then as you fry, you just pour little bits of the sauce in, and it keeps it from sticking to the pan, and it gives it a really nice flavor. And you can also put that on top of food, on top of vegetables, and bake them in the oven that way without oil. Be careful of the temperature, because if you put it too high, they could get a little bit too dry. So just keep an eye on them and make sure that they are staying like moist and nice. So yes, so could be noodles. And I like to get either rice noodles, some kind of gluten-free noodle. Doesn't necessarily have to be gluten-free when you're just starting out. If you don't feel comfortable with gluten, if you find, you have to really monitor yourself, right? So you have to kind of experiment and see how things go. So if you find something is not digesting well for you, just avoid that particular thing. So I try to get rice noodles, but gluten doesn't really bother me that much from what I see in my body. So I don't really mind using regular noodles. So I'll get rice noodles. I got these sweet potato noodles from the Oriental Market online. Any kind of noodles really are great. And the sauce that you put on the vegetables, it's going to stay in the vegetables, and then you just put all the vegetables over the noodles, and then the whole dish is flavored from the sauce. So it's really delicious. So that's one thing I like to do, stir fry with noodles. For the rice, I like to, most of the time I'll make some tofu as well. And I'll do like a cup or half a cup of rice, and I'll do like not a whole block of tofu because tofu is very filling, but I'll do like maybe a quarter of the block of tofu, and you can save it by either putting it in a Tupperware, or you can just keep it in the wrapper that it's in and kind of wrap it in tin foil as well. And yeah, there are many ways that you can conserve the tofu, but it's up to you. You could freeze it as well, and then some people actually freeze it and then defrost it and then freeze it again and then defrost it again, and it turns into this like chickeny texture. You can look that up if you want. So good. This video is getting long already. You can see how much I love food. But yeah, I'm just trying to give you like a good array of ideas. And these lunch ideas can also apply to dinner as well. So just take that for what it is. I don't think I'm going to talk too much about dinner. I'm just going to do like right now, I'm just talking about lunch dinner options. So again, with rice, I'll make tofu. So I'll use like a quarter of the tofu, cube it up, put it on a baking sheet. You can get those silicone baking mats from Amazon. I'll try to link it below. And the mats make it really easy to cook oil-free. And I put that same sauce that I make over the tofu with broccoli most of the time. So I'll do tofu, broccoli, and rice. And it's delicious. I crave it throughout the day. I crave it throughout the week. It's so good. So good. And if you don't want to do tofu, because like when you're just starting to lose weight, I would try to avoid the tofu. So maybe keep it to like once a week. But I've already shed a lot of weight, and I feel comfortable right now with where I'm at. I mean, I am still trying to lose, but I'm not in a rush to lose really. So I do enjoy tofu at least once a week. Sometimes more. But if you want to avoid the tofu, if I want to avoid tofu or I'm trying to like balance it out because I've eaten a lot of tofu that week or whatever, I'll just do the noodle dish instead of the rice dish. But you could always just double the rice serving and then even double the broccoli serving if you want, or double the rice serving, do the same amount of broccoli, and then add another vegetable in there. Add some cucumbers, some pepper, any other vegetables you like, zucchini. You can add some kale if you want, like at the end, whatever you like. Just you can add it in there. You could even do potato, rice, and broccoli, or potato, broccoli, and some other vegetables. It's up to you. As long as you have a carb in there as your base, and the carb is giving you the most calories. So the carb should be the biggest serving, so that you can have energy and calories, because you don't realize too when you're eating plant-based that vegetables are not calorically dense. So it doesn't, like, you can eat a lot of them and feel full, but at the same time they won't give you as much energy as you actually need. So make sure you have that carb in there as well. So yeah, some other tacos I like to do. Now this is packaged, right? If you want to do like a quesadilla, wrap, what are they called? Tortillas. If you want to do tortillas, just make sure you get the oil-free tortillas, and they're available at Whole Foods. They're available maybe on Amazon Fresh or those kinds of things. Just look at the ingredients. Make sure there's no oil. Obviously, make sure there's no whey or milk or any kind of animal products first, and then check for the oil. But Stop and Shop is another good place that might have them. If you go to like the organic or like health food section of any supermarket, you probably will be able to find them there. And in my tacos, I love potato tacos. I don't know what it is, but the potatoes in a taco taste so freaking good. So I'll do like boiled potatoes, hot sauce everywhere all the time. Love it. And there's no oil in it, so you don't have to worry about how much you put on. Put on as much hot sauce as you want. Freaking delicious. You could put some cucumbers in there. You can put some tomatoes in there. You can put some corn in there. You can add more carbs if you want. You can put, just make sure you have the vegetables too, so that you're digesting everything right. Because when the greens add that digestive element to it, which carbs, like starch-based things, they're okay on your digestion, much better than meat and dairy and eggs. But at the same time, you still want to add that green, especially if you didn't have fruit in the morning. The fruit in the morning is really a good key of the digestion of everything. But if you didn't have fruit in the morning, make sure you're getting those greens in during dinner and lunch. So spinach in my taco. What else do I put in my taco? Everything. Peppers. I'm saying the vegetables that I like, but you can put whatever vegetables you like in it. I don't really eat beans. I don't really like them, but if you like them and they digest well for you, you could put some black beans in there, and just stuff it. And it's freaking delicious. Like I said, add some hot sauce. You can even add some taco sauce. That taco sauce that comes with like the pack of tacos. I forget the brand, but usually taco sauces don't have oil, so just check the ingredients. You can add some taco sauce on there if you want. You can add an avocado if you're feeling like a little more fat. Like I said, try to keep the avocado to like once a week or so, but like initially when you're trying to lose the weight, and then later you can add it more. But you can add avocado. Delicious, absolutely delicious. And I'll eat like anywhere from maybe 3 to 4 of those tacos, and I'll make like, I'll boil like maybe 3 to 4 potatoes for that. So you're getting the carbs from the potatoes, the carbs from the tortillas, and then you're getting all those other veggies that you're adding in there, and it's delicious, and it really makes you feel good. So tacos. I do tofu scramble a lot, and I do that with bread. Or you can do that with tacos too. Ooh, it's so good in tacos too. So once you get those oil-free tortillas, you could do a lot with them. You can do tofu scrambles. So basically you just break up, again, like a quarter of the tofu, just crumble it into the pan and add a tiny bit of turmeric to give it a yellow kind of color. And this, I guess it's not really necessary, but turmeric is really beneficial to your health, and it gives it a nice yellow color, kind of like scrambled eggs, which I didn't even like scrambled eggs before. So it doesn't really matter if you include the yellow or not in terms of making it look like something that it's not. But you can I add like adobo or a little bit of regular salt depending how I'm feeling. I add nutritional yeast. That I cook in veggie stock most of the time, but I also use chopped garlic. And chopped garlic in the jar, it has like a water or like liquid. So the liquid will help to cook it without burning it or without making it stick to the pan, as well as tomatoes. They have a lot of juice in them, so you could use tomatoes for that. You can use salsa to cook that. You can use hot sauce to cook it, or I like to add the hot sauce at the end. That is so good. The tofu scramble with hot sauce is great. In the tofu scramble, like I said, I'll add either tomatoes, and then I'll always have a green. So I always have either spinach or kale in there in the tofu scramble. You could make potatoes on the side if you want, kind of like a brunch, or you can exclude the potatoes and just have the quesadillas, the tortillas. I keep saying quesadillas, but tortillas, or you could do both if you want, depending how hungry you are, how much food you want, whatever you want to do. So yes, I'll add tomatoes, I'll add spinach, and then I also have like this Sofrita seasoning from Trader Joe's that's really good. It doesn't have any salt in it. I try to limit my salt, but I still use salt and sometimes I'm generous with salt depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm making. Like sometimes when I add hot sauce, I don't need to add salt because the hot sauce has enough salt in it for me. So it's up to you really. I would just focus on the food itself for the beginning, not so much the salt. Like just transition yourself to actually enjoy the flavors of something before you start reducing the salt. And trying to think what else. You can put peppers in the tofu scramble too. That works. Like I said, I'm just saying the vegetables that I enjoy. So, yeah, any pasta dish, you can make your own red sauce if you want, or if you have time for that, because most of them have oil in it. And it wouldn't kill you to have the oil, the tomato sauce from the jar that has oil like once in a while, but I would avoid it because it's like too much fat in there. But you can make your own red sauce and make like an Italian pasta dish. You can eat as much pasta as you want. Have like a green salad on the side or a few cucumbers on the side to aid in the digestion. You can add vegetables into the pasta if you want. You could add lentils into the pasta to kind of be like a meaty kind of sauce. Put some nutritional yeast on top, some salt in there. Delicious, really good. Red pepper flakes even, if you want to be spicy. So yeah, those are some good ideas. And I know this video isn't really that visual, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna get there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. I answer almost all of my comments, so I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.